Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome back to our HTML full course series. So today we'll be looking at HTML list. I know by now you have been working with bullets in your Microsoft Word. You have been working with bullets, working with numbering and seeing how those things work. So today we'll be looking at more of that in HTML today. In our former class, we talked about HTML tables, talked about how tables are data are being arranged and grouped inside tables into rows and columns. We talked about some of the features of the table. I talked about the features that help you to increase the width and height of the table using the word style attribute, where you now specify the width and height of the table. We talked about how you increase the table border and so some other things. I talked about how to add colors to your table, how to add colors to the data found in the word table cell. So in today's video, I'm going to guide you through and I'm going to teach you we are going to talk about HTML lists. So let's proceed. What are lists? HTML lists just allow the web developer to group a set of related items into lists. It just allows a word developer to group set of items into lists. Okay, let's just look at the simple tag of HTML lists. Let's just look at the simple tag of HTML lists. So you come to your Word code editor or your Visual Studio Code inside the body and just say that H2. This is HTML lists. Okay. So how the simple tag goes, we first of all give a comment so that the non-developer will know actually what our code is all about. We give a comment like this and say that the HTML this goes here. Okay. The HTML list ends here. So anything I'm writing will be in between this starting comment and end of the comment. Okay, so I'm going to say this is how the list tag goes, li, and it has a word opening and closing tag. I can say li. These are mainly used to create your navbars in your website. That are mainly used to create your navigation bar in your website. The place you normally have your home, about, contact, and maybe portfolio, depending if it's a portfolio site. So these are mainly used to create your navigation bar in your website. So you can say list one, home, li, about, and say li, contacts, and say li, portfolio. So I now say li, register. So let's see how it looks like. So when I copy parts, I go to my browser and try to execute. Okay. So that's how your typical list looks like. Okay. And that's the simple tag for adding lists to your HTML document. So let's look at the other things we have. We have the ordered, and lists are grouped into different categories. We have the ordered list and unordered list. So let's see. An ordered list starts with the UL tag. Each list item starts with the LI tag. The list item will be marked with bullets, small black circles by default. Yes. The list item is being marked with bullets, a small black circle by default. So let's look at how the unordered list looks like. Let's say now this is an ordered list. An unordered list. So every other thing on this li will go in between the unordered list. So I'll paste. So I will now refresh. And see, it remains the same. So for you to change the way this looks like, another list is mainly used to create a kind of a drop down. Maybe there is a drop down in your nav bar. Maybe some of the links on your nav bar contains a drop down. You can use on other lists to create what those drop down. Okay, that's what we normally use on other lists for, using to create what those drop down. Let me show you how that works. For example, this is an other list here, and I will say AH. Maybe all these things are into our company. That's our company.html, and I could also say our company. Okay, so then refresh. So all these things will be under this company. And how will I achieve that? If I want to make it more beautiful, I will achieve that with CSS. But don't bother much. I will teach you that when we get to CSS. So let's proceed with what we have. So that's how on ordered lists works. Okay. So we have another one known as ordered lists, and it starts with what? An OL tag. Each list starts with what? The LI tag. Okay. And they are marked with numbers by what? Default. Okay. It is now marked with what? Numbers by default. So let's see how it works. So you can say that comment ordered list goes here. So we now start with OL. So this is on ordered list. LI, I say home. I say LI. About LI contact. Okay, so I save. I try to refresh. So I refresh. Wow, you can see that the order list has marked it with numbers. Okay, but on all that marks it with a bullet. There is normally a small circle. That's just the difference. That order list mark the what? List item with what? Numbers. Like 1, 2, 3, but on other lists marks the word list item with what? A bullet, normally a little circle. Okay, so that's just the difference. So let's look at the description list. We have another list known as the description list. HTML also support description lists. A description list is a list of terms with a description of each term. Okay, the DL tag defines the description list, and the DT tag defines the word term, and the DD tag describes each term. Okay, for example, we have a something like coffee. Okay, you can say that a black hot drink. DT defines the term. Like we have coffee. Coffee is the what? The name of the term. Is the name of the term. Then the description is now a black hot drink. So let's just see how this works. Can come here and write, can comment also. I say that comment description list goes here. So let me show you how that works. So let me show you how that works. So we say DL. So that's the description list. We now have our word DT. That's the description term. Let's say description term is car. So the car, the DD, that the description data, the car can be Lexus 350. I say Lexus RS 350. So another description term might be tech theme. You can say the description data can be headlines technologies. Okay, that's great. So let's refresh and see how this works. Wow, you can see that the car shows that it's Lexus RS 350. Then tech firm shows headlight technology. So that's how the description word list works. Okay. So let's look at the list tag. We have the UL, it defines ordered lists. OL defines ordered lists. LI defines a list term, list item. DL defines a description list. DT defines a term in the description list. And DD describes the term, describes the data in a word description list. Okay? So let's look at HTML block and inline elements, because you can use with the help of your list item, you can either make your list to be inline or what block. Okay, you can either make your list to be inline what or block. So that's just some of the inline terms we have. Okay, that's some of the inline terms we have. So let's just see how that works. Let's try to add small property to our words inline HTML words list. Can come to this HTML list, and now we decide to style this. How do we style it? You style small, come to your head and type style. Okay, can say that you give your CSS property display. I say display block. Okay, let's see how it works. So refresh. Okay, so which one am I displaying? I'm displaying UL of LI. Okay, you don't just come and write UL, you specify the one you are what displaying. You can see that those bullets has left. So what of if we change this display block to inline? Let's change it to inline. Okay, and see what happens. Okay, wow, you can see that it tends to be appearing like a nav bar. So that's how it works. It tends to be appearing like a nav bar. So there are some other properties you can do. Maybe there are some other properties you can try to add a little CSS to an anchor tag. You can say A. Okay, so that our text decoration. No, it will just remove the underline, meaning that any decoration to the text will be what removed. You can see that it's just removed. So this is just how HTML and CSS work properly. So thank you so much. That's the end of this video. Find this content useful, please do share, like, subscribe and comment. Also remember to visit our website www.ignitetechnologies.com. So follow us on our